In the intricate tapestry of human relationships, where emotions intertwine, a crucial question arises: how can one discern a woman's interest, and what signs might reveal a mature woman's prolonged absence of intimate relationships with a man? This journey delves into the depths of psychology, where every gesture and glance can tell a complete story. Everyone has encountered situations where another person's thoughts and feelings remain a mystery. As Canadian psychologist Desmond Morris asserts in his book Man Watching, women often send nonverbal signals indicating interest in a man. However, research suggests that approximately 90% of men miss these subtle cues. Conversely, a woman's behavior can undergo changes if she has lacked a close companion for a long time. This might manifest as negative beliefs about men, aggression, or even vindictiveness. Psychologists emphasize that such behavior isn't always a direct indication of a lack of intimate life, but it can serve as an important signal. To better understand women and their signals, it's essential to consider the context of their personal lives and their behavior in various situations. How does one recognize a woman's interest and determine if a mature woman has long been without a man? This question is vital for building healthy and harmonious relationships. The primary challenge lies in interpreting nonverbal cues. A woman might show interest through gestures, glances, or accidental touches, but these signs often go unnoticed or are misinterpreted. Furthermore, a lack of intimacy can manifest as aggressive or irritable behavior, which can also be misunderstood. The task is to learn to see and correctly interpret these signals to build deeper, more conscious connections. So, what signals indicate a woman's interest, and how can you tell if she hasn't had a man in her life for a while? Understanding this can help you act more confidently and effectively. The first thing to notice is accidental touches. If a woman is interested, she will seek opportunities to touch you, even if it appears coincidental. Light touches on the arm, a gentle stroke of the hair, or a pat on the shoulder are subtle but significant signals. If this happens repeatedly, she may be trying to show her interest. Second is prolonged eye contact. Holding a gaze for more than a few seconds is one of the primary signs of interest. If a woman looks longer than usual or doesn't avert her gaze when you look back, it's a clear signal. In public places like transportation or a park, such intense eye contact is hard to miss. Third, playing with her hair. Frequently adjusting her hair is another sign. Women place great importance on their hair and use it as a tool to attract attention. Fourth, creating excuses. Sometimes women might send a photo to ask for an opinion on a new hairstyle or swimsuit, or invite you to watch a movie. These are attempts to attract attention and create a reason for interaction. It's also important to observe how a woman behaves in your presence. Crossed legs pointed towards you, stroking objects, or adjusting clothing can all be signals of her interest. Now, let's consider signs that may indicate a mature woman's lack of intimacy. First, negative beliefs about men. If a woman constantly complains about men, viewing them as unreliable or unworthy, it might be linked to a prolonged absence of close relationships. Second, vindictiveness and pettiness. Women who haven't had a man in a long time may become more irritable and prone to conflict. A lack of physical intimacy can lower levels of happiness hormones, affecting mood and behavior. Third, a decline in appearance. A lack of male attention can affect one's appearance. A woman might care less about herself, which can be immediately noticeable. Fourth, exaggerated demands. Often, women who have been without a partner for a long time begin to set excessively high standards for potential suitors, rejecting most candidates. Fifth, irritability and mood swings. Irritability and anxiety can be a direct consequence of a prolonged absence of intimate life. This is linked to a lack of oxytocin and endorphins, which are produced during physical intimacy. Insight into these aspects allows for a deeper understanding of female psychology and helps foster healthier, more harmonious relationships. Moving to key conclusions, it's worth noting that careful observation of women reveals indicators clearly showing their interest or, conversely, a lack of intimacy. First, pay attention to peak manifestations of interest. A combination of several signals, such as frequent touches, prolonged eye contact, playful hair touching, and using various pretexts to get closer, is an unambiguous sign of interest. In such moments, the tension reaches its climax, and it becomes evident that the woman is trying to attract attention. In this situation, it's important to respond appropriately to these signs, showing attention and understanding, and perhaps taking steps toward a closer acquaintance. Second, it's necessary to consider the peak manifestations indicating a lack of intimacy. The simultaneous display of several signs, including negative beliefs about men, neglect of appearance, and a tendency towards vindictiveness, may indicate a prolonged absence of intimate life. Understanding this situation requires particular delicacy and tact. Directly discussing this topic may be inappropriate, so it's important to show empathy and caution in communication. In this case, it's advisable to pay attention to the woman's emotional state and seek opportunities to improve mutual understanding and communication. The culmination of this analysis is the moment when all previously noticed signals and signs converge, providing a clear understanding of what actions to take next. Regardless of the specific situation, the key to success is attentiveness and sensitivity to signals and behavior. Let's consider the consequences stemming from our observations and actions. Firstly, correctly recognizing a woman's signals of interest and responding appropriately can lead to the beginning of new relationships or the strengthening of existing ones. Attention and sensitivity are the foundations for building a close and harmonious connection. Secondly, showing understanding and empathy towards a woman who displays signs of prolonged absence of intimacy can positively influence communication. The woman may feel supported and understood, helping her cope with emotional difficulties and restore inner balance. In this context, delicacy and respect play a paramount role. In conclusion, correctly recognizing and understanding women's signals and behavior can significantly improve relationships. Show attentiveness, sensitivity, and respect, and this will undoubtedly lead to positive outcomes. What conclusions can be drawn from the above? Firstly, understanding women's nonverbal signals and behavior is key to successful relationships. Women often express their feelings and interests through subtle gestures and signs that must be recognized. Attentive men have a greater chance of building strong and harmonious relationships. Secondly, it is important to consider the behavioral peculiarities of women who have long lacked intimacy. Understanding these signs will help avoid misunderstandings and offer support during difficult times. Empathy and attention to detail play a decisive role. Continuously work on yourself, strive to understand others. Be sensitive and attentive, show mutual understanding and respect. This will help not only in your personal life but also in your interactions with those around you. We wish you success in your relationships.